Hey, welcome back to Shift. I'm Elliot, and if you're new here, pull up a chair. This is the podcast where we take those little keyboard shortcuts you use every day, like copy, paste, undo, and we figure out how to use them to hack our actual lives. We're all about keeping it practical, keeping it real, and finding a little more peace in the chaos. So I want to start today by asking you to open a specific app on your phone. You know the one. It's usually called Notes or Memos. Scroll down past the grocery list from 3 weeks ago and the gate code to your friend's apartment complex. Keep scrolling until you hit the idea graveyard. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that list of business ideas you had in the shower, the title of a book you want to write, the links to the Airbnb in Italy you swear you're going to book when things settle down. I was looking at mine the other day. I found a note from 4 years ago, 4 years, that just said, "Learn to make sourdough bread." And guys, I have never bought a bag of bread flour in my life. We all have these things, these digital ghosts, ideas that live in the cloud of our minds, perfect and untouched. But they aren't real. They're just pixels. They're just potential. Today, we are going to change that. Today's shortcut is Ctrl P. On your computer, that's the print command. It's how you take something from the screen and bring it into the real world. And in life, Ctrl P is the cure for procrastination. It's the difference between being a dreamer and being a doer. It's about how we stop living in preview mode and finally ship the work, book the ticket, or bake the bread. So if you've been feeling stuck in the planning phase, grab your coffee, we're about to hit print. All right, let's geek out for a second. What happens literally when you hit Control P? You've got this document on your screen. Maybe it's a resume or a photo. On the screen, it's fluid. It's changeable. You can backspace. You can change the font color. You can zoom in and out. The pixels are flexible. It feels safe. Because as long as it's on the screen, it's not final. But then you press Ctrl P. You hear that mechanical whirring sound. The printer wakes up, and suddenly that digital information is sent to a machine that sprays actual physical ink onto a piece of paper. Once that paper comes out of the tray, you can't backspace a typo. You can't change the filter on the photo. It is what it is. It occupies physical space. You can hold it. You can hand it to someone. You can crumple it up, sure, but you can't just undo it. Control P is the moment of commitment. It's the bridge between the digital world of what if and the physical world of what is. So how does this apply to us, navigating our messy, non-digital lives? Here's the thing. Most of us are addicted to print preview. You know that screen where you check the margins, make sure everything looks perfect before you commit? We live there. We plan the workout routine, but we don't go to the gym. We research the novel, we outline the chapters, but we never write the prose. We talk about launching the podcast, but we never hit record. Why? Because print preview is safe. In your head, the idea is flawless, the business is successful, the sourdough bread has the perfect crust. But the moment you try to bring it into reality, the moment you hit print, you risk it coming out smudged. You risk the colors looking different than they did on the screen. You risk failure. But here is the hard truth I've had to learn, especially since becoming a dad. You cannot live in the preview. My daughter, Clara, she's 5 now, and she loves to draw. But she doesn't sketch, ponder, erase, and refine. She just grabs a marker, usually a permanent one, unfortunately for my dining table, and she goes. She hits print immediately. Is it messy? Yes. Does the cat look like a potato with legs? Absolutely. But it's real. It's art she can hang on the fridge. Control P is about understanding that a messy reality is infinitely better than a perfect fantasy. It's about recognizing that your dreams need deadlines, or else they just stay in the cloud forever. Let's break this down. I want to look at 3 reasons why we struggle to hit that shortcut and how we can get better at it. First up, the command. A printer doesn't just print because it feels like it. It prints because you gave it a specific command at a specific time. In our lives, that command is a deadline. I used to work in tech writing, right? And I had this fascinating observation. If a client told me, "Hey, Elliot, get this to us whenever you can," do you know when they got it? Never. Or like 6 months later when I felt guilty. But if they said, "We go live on Tuesday at 9 a.m., guess when the work was done? Tuesday at 8:59 a.m. There is a psychological concept called Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. If you give yourself a month to clean the garage, it will take a month. If you give yourself 2 hours because your in-laws are visiting, it takes 2 hours. The problem with our personal dreams, the stuff in your idea graveyard, is that nobody is giving us a deadline. There is no boss standing over you telling you to write the book. There is no teacher grading your painting. So you have to be the one to press print. You have to manufacture the urgency. I'll give you a quick example from the Reed household. My wife and I kept saying we wanted to take the girls camping, just a quick weekend trip. We talked about it for 2 years. Oh, we need to buy a tent first. Oh, the weather isn't great this weekend. Oh, Lucy is teething. It was stuck in print preview. Finally, one Tuesday night, my wife just opened her laptop and booked a campsite for 3 weeks out. She paid the deposit, non-refundable. That was Ctrl P. Suddenly, the someday became October 14th, and because the date was real, we had to buy the tent. We had to pack the bags. The deadline forced the execution. If you're waiting for the perfect time to start, you're waiting for a printer that's never plugged in. This brings me to the second point, and this is a big one for my fellow perfectionists out there. We are terrified to hit print because we think we need to print on high-gloss, archival quality photo paper every time. We want the first version to be the masterpiece. But think about how you actually use a printer. Sometimes you just need a draft. You print in draft mode or grayscale just to see how it looks on the page, right? You know it's not the final version. You just need to get it out of the computer to mark it up with a red pen. In life, we need to get comfortable with shipping the draft. When I started this podcast, I spent weeks agonizing over the microphone quality. I was watching YouTube reviews of $400 mics. I was researching soundproofing foam. I wasn't recording anything. I was just researching. Then I realized I'm trying to print a museum-quality photo, but I haven't even taken the picture yet. So I recorded the first test episode on my phone, literally voice memos. It sounded okay. It wasn't great. It was a low-res print. But listening to that low-quality file taught me more about pacing and tone than 3 weeks of microphone research ever did. You have to lower the stakes. If you want to write a book, don't try to write a bestseller today. Just write a messy page. That's a low-res print. If you want to get in shape, don't commit to a marathon. Just put on your shoes and walk around the block. When you allow yourself to print in grayscale, to do a bad job on purpose just to get it done, you bypass the fear. You can always print a high-quality version later, but you can't edit a blank page. Now, inevitably, when you start pressing Ctrl P more often, you're going to get a paper jam. The paper gets crinkled, the ink smears, the machine starts making that horrible grinding noise, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. In life, this is when you execute on a plan and it goes wrong. You launch the business and nobody buys. You ask that person out and they say no. You go on that camping trip, like we did, and it rains for 48 hours straight. Yeah, our Ctrl P camping trip was a muddy disaster. Lucy, my 3-year-old, refused to sleep in the sleeping bag because it made a swishy noise. I think I slept about 45 minutes that whole weekend. But here's the thing. It happened. It's a memory. We laugh about it now. We have photos of the girls in their rain boots jumping in puddles. If we had stayed in print preview, we would have stayed dry. We would have been comfortable, but we wouldn't have had the experience. When the printer jams, you don't throw the printer out the window. You open the tray, you pull out the crumpled paper, you curse a little, and you hit resume. Don't let the fear of a paper jam stop you from printing. The errors are part of the data. They tell you what to fix for next time. Okay, let's get practical. How do we take Ctrl P and apply it to our week? I've got 3 steps for you to move from dreamer to doer. Step 1, the deposit rule. If there is something you want to do, find a way to put a deposit down on it. It doesn't have to be money. It can be a social deposit. Text a friend, I'm going to send you the first chapter of my story by Friday at 5 p.m. Book the class, buy the domain name, do something that has a cost if you back out. Create a consequence. That's your print command. Step 2, use draft mode. Whatever big, scary task you're avoiding, give yourself permission to do it poorly. Tell yourself, I'm just going to do a bad version of this for 10 minutes. Need to write a difficult email? Write a garbage draft where you just vent, then edit it later. Need to clean the house? Set a timer for 15 minutes and just speed clean. Lower the DPI. Just get the ink on the page. Step 3, print the one thing. Look at your to-do list. I bet there's one item on there that has been rolled over from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. It's haunting you. Do that one first tomorrow. Eat the frog. Hit print. Get it out of the queue so it stops blocking up the system. All right, here is your challenge for the week. This is your press the key moment. I want you to go back to that Notes app or that mental list of someday projects. Pick one, just one, and I want you to take one concrete physical action toward it within the next 24 hours. If it's start a garden, your Ctrl P is to go buy a bag of soil, not read about soil, buy the soil. If it's reconnect with an old friend, your Ctrl P is to send the text right now. Hey, thinking of you, let's grab coffee. Don't overthink it, don't preview it, just hit the button. And hey, if it goes wrong, if the plants die or the friend doesn't text back, that's okay. That's just a paper jam. You clear it and you try again. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on Shift. I hope this episode encourages you to take those dreams out of the cloud and bring them down to earth where they belong. We need your art, we need your ideas, and we need your sourdough bread, but we can't enjoy them if they stay on your screen. If you dug this episode, do me a huge favor. Hit the share button and send this to a friend who has a great idea but needs a little nudge to get started. Next time, we're going to be talking about Ctrl F, the find function, and how to filter through the noise to find what actually matters in your day. You won't want to miss that. Until then, stop previewing, hit print, keep it light, keep it real, and remember, sometimes all you need is a little shift.